Hi, my name is John. I'm self-employed graphic designer and something pretty weird has been happening to me lately. I feel I need to keep track of it, and so I'm going to write everything down as it happens, so please be patient if this is tough to read. I'm keeping this as a log, but I'll only upload if it's worth anything. April 2nd. I've been twitching a ton lately, just small movements like a finger pressing the wrong key on my keyboard or slashing lines through my drawing pad. Stuff like that. Nothing huge, but it's getting noticeably worse. April 5th. The twitching is still there, and now it's turned into whole tremors that sometimes send jolts that run up my arms, and I'm probably going to go see a doctor soon. April 7th. Doctor says I may be hypoglycemic and to come back later for more testing. April 11th. The tremors are gone and everything seems alright. Updated my doctor and he says just be careful and keep an eye out while driving and operating machinery. April 15th. The tremors are back. Kind of not, but it's almost like I lost control of my left hand for a short period of time. It just nudged itself. Just to be safe, I'm going back to the doctor's ASAP. April 16th. Doctor definitely seems puzzled when I explain the situation to him. He told me to go see a psychologist because this is unlike anything he's seen before, but he's read a few studies on something called alien hand syndrome. And that seems to be pretty on the nose, but he wants me to speak to an expert. April 17th. My hand is definitely moving on its own. I did some reading on what the doctor said, and it seems like this could be it. After reading up on it and finding a few studies, I found that people who have this syndrome or disorder or whichever you want to call it, their hands actually have independent personalities. Not really sure how to put it, but when asked questions, they write out their own answers. So I'm going to try my own little test. A thing happened while I was setting up for the test and doing my nightly routine. First, I should explain what I'm doing. I plan to put a notebook and a pencil on my nightstand and hope that my hand will try to communicate with me. Man, what is happening in my life? I'm trying to talk to my hand. But anyways, I was making dinner. It was just a burger, and when I was getting ready to slice some onion to put on my burger, my hand just slid itself off the counter. I guess it doesn't like onions. Not sure how because it doesn't taste, but I guess I can live without onion. It also really didn't want to let go of the pen when I tried to put it down. Anyways, I'm going to bed and hoping there will be something on the notebook. April 18th. Well, the test worked. I woke up to a scrawled out hello onto a nearly torn in half sheet of paper on my bed. Not exactly what I was expecting, but it does seem kind of underwhelming. But anyways, I'm scheduling an appointment with that psychologist today. Hopefully she can help me out. I've got the appointment set up for early tomorrow. Thankfully, because this is starting to creep me out, my left hand is starting to move more to the point that I'm struggling to type out this log without Lefty. Yeah, I figured I'd give it a nickname. Playing with something on my desk or doing something else. It's like having another person with me all the time. April 19th. Nothing on the notebook tonight. Maybe it wanted me to respond? I think I'll just write down a few basic questions to it. I wouldn't be able to hold a one-sided conversation either, so I guess I can't expect my sentient hand to. I think I'll see what Dr. Lang, my psychologist, thinks what questions I should ask it, or if I should at all. Dr. Lang was very friendly, but I'll be referring to her as Doc for ease of typing on my part, which has become obviously more difficult lately. She expressed a surprising amount of interest in my case. Well, I guess surprising to me. But the real weird thing for me is that she expressed worry for both me and my hand. I guess it makes sense if my hand has its own consciousness? I asked her about the questions, and she told me that the hands that are included in cases like mine can usually hear and understand what are happening around them, but, well, they're just around for the ride. At which point my hand just made an up and down motion. I'm assuming a nod of agreement. She told me just ask some questions like I'm getting to know someone, which isn't too far off, I guess. April 20th. I asked the hand a few questions, like I met someone new with a few personal curiosities. But set up a laptop on the nightstand after it tore through a few sheets of paper after writing hi. Here are the questions and coordinating answers. Be warned, they are kind of creepy. What's your name? Lefty, I guess. Although I've always liked the name Bruce. Do you have favorite things like color, movie, or food? Yes, I do. I'm also a person, believe it or not. Don't like onions? No. I can taste everything you can. Hate that shit. Have you always been around, and if so, why show up now? I've always been here, just haven't been strong enough to do anything. You want to keep seeing the doc? Or can we work this out? Keep seeing her. I like her. How can you tell what's going on? Not sure you'd understand, but it's like I have my own little room. I see no other questions, but to think I've had this whole other personality in my head for, well, my whole life is such a bizarre feeling. They know everything about me, but I know nothing about them other than 6 short questions that I could barely think of. Anyways, I'm making another appointment with the doc as per the request of Bruce. April 21st. Bruce has thankfully calmed down after last night. Maybe me acknowledging that he's real helped him calm down just a bit. I'm about to head over to Doc's. Hopefully she can give me some more insight into this issue. The doc seemed really impressed with me for trying to communicate with Bruce. She wanted me to try the same thing, so I sat down with a pen and paper, and although I warned her he might destroy it, to my surprise, Bruce did perfectly fine. So why did he destroy my notebook then? Oh well. Doc asked Bruce a bunch of questions that I can't recall, but when she was done, I tried to look at them and he pulled them away from my other hand and threw them at the doc. She looked at them and then over at me and told me that Bruce doesn't want me to see certain answers, but, well, that kind of weirded me out, but I guess everyone has a right to privacy, I guess. Bruce was comfortable telling me these things, though. He wanted me to talk to him more. We worked out a question system of 1 tap meaning yes and 2 taps meaning no. Not to pleasure myself with him, which is fair. Trust him with more movement so he can stay around longer. And that he felt helpless. I'm starting to feel bad for Bruce. I set up a weekly schedule with the doc on the way home, and I let Bruce take the wheel on the way home too. One of the more scarier things that I've done, but it's progress. April 25th. Things are going well. Bruce is a cool guy, and we've even set up a schedule between ourselves of when to make sure he can come out safely and take control of the hand. Not where I thought it was going, but I'm happy that it's going well. May 3rd. Alright, 4th session with the doc was really weird. She was happy we were getting everything figured out, but wanted to do some testing. She wanted to see how it was Bruce was in my head, so she wanted me to submit to some hypnotic therapy. I said sure, what's the harm, right? Well, I don't know what happened, but when I came to, she had a look in her eyes. I can only relate when I used to go to those haunted houses. It's like she was in flight or fight response. Bruce won't talk to me now, and it's strange. He's still coming out when it's his time, but he's not answering any of my questions anymore. And I got a text from the doc when Bruce was sleeping, telling me to be careful? What happened when I was out? I want to know. May 15th. Bruce hasn't talked much since that appointment. Just a little rabble here and there, but the one thing that has really gotten my attention is that he really didn't want to see the doc anymore. I need to figure out what happened. Bruce has been agitated lately. It's almost like there's an energy coming up my body that's foreign. May 30th. Bruce can now move my whole arm. It's unsettling, but there's not much that I can do about it. Doc isn't returning my text. Guess I'm not finding out what happened. June 2nd. I don't know what's going on, and I don't like it, but Bruce isn't keeping to the schedule, and he almost crashed the car into a bus. I had to pull the emergency brake. I think he's getting my legs. I figured out, though, that he sleeps. I can feel it when he does, and I need to fix this right now. June 10th. I finally got a hold of the doc, even though I could tell she didn't want to speak to me, but she did fill me in on what happened. She told me that when she tried to hypnotize me, she thought the body would be in a neutral state and me and Bruce could both speak. But Bruce took control over my body like it was his, and the doc said she got some bad vibes. Her curiosity got the better of her and she evaluated him. He was off. Doc told me I need to take full control back. I'm done with dates. This is it. Bruce heard the phone call, and next thing I knew, I couldn't move my body anymore. Bruce could. I was stuck watching what I was doing through the pane glass of my own mind. Bruce is fucked in the head, and I know what he wants. He never was content with coexisting with me. He wanted to live. He wanted full control, and he manipulated me into getting it, and I had to watch. Through every reflection that he looked into, every window, and the ponds, and into the eyes of the doc when he was carving the skin off of her. He killed her because she was the only other person who knew about him. He's looking for a quick transition to my life. He even tried deleting this, but I guess he forgot Control Z works on Reddit. I'm scared. I barely got control back, but I feel that horrible aura coming back. I'm uploading this so everyone knows what happened wasn't me. I can't control Bruce anymore, and I don't intend on letting him do this anymore. I'm going into a psych ward, and I'm telling them to lock me up. And I need to hurry. Edit. Everything's fine now. Got it all worked out. No need to worry about Bruce anymore. Just keep scrolling and have a wonderful life. Oh, and feel free to PM me if you want to do an AMA. I'd be more than happy to meet you.